these couple of pieces of work, together with another little mosaic over there, are the work of the marvellous Israeli artist Ilana Shafir. Ilana was a Jewish woman living in Sarajevo during the outbreak of the war, and went out to the countryside in Yugoslavia and was looked after and cared for in a village and protected and hidden and entirely cared for by the people of this village, so that she survived. And when the war was over, she went and lived in Israel, and where she's worked and run and set up, I think, has some significant role in setting up the Ashkelon Art Museum. And she also was a textile artist, which I think you can probably see. I think there's a real sort of textile quality to her work. She rather disingenuously describes herself as a spontaneous mosaicist, and I say disingenuously because actually, you know, her spontaneity is based on many years of experience as an artist. I mean, you couldn't just spontaneously do this unless you had a bit of backstory in there. It's just a sort of, I don't know, a symphony of kind of fascinating relationships that she does and makes. She's quite dependent on her community. People make and leave her bags of material for her, and she'll use them, or she'll get to them in time. What I mean is that in time she'll find a role for the stuff that people give her. She's got lots of stuff knocking about. She also makes some special pieces, so some of this marvellous ceramic she makes herself. And you can see how the works have a kind of elegance, a balance, or a pleasing of form. She'll have this, so you've got these two broader sort of slightly sort of circular structures. So she's reprising the circles, bringing back circles in all sorts of, whether they're circular pebbles or these lovely little ceramics, whether they're circles in the tile, decorative tile that she's found, whether these kind of formed, pressed, moulded ceramic, whether they're kind of the twists here, whether they're the blobs that she's found in a tile, whether they're the pebbles, little pebbles like this, so that it may be that she doesn't consciously think about what she's doing. It may be that it is kind of, there is a sort of spontaneity, but that sort of spontaneity comes from that thing that I was talking about just at the very beginning, about observing, thinking, what's the nature of this kind of thing that I'm using, and kind of making assessments that become like, you know, when you're driving and you don't have to think about changing the gears. It's that kind of instinct, I suppose.